Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I will be discussing 10 things you should never see in a job interview. Before we start this interview, it is my duty to let you know: 1. You do not have the right to remain silent. Secondly, anything you say can and will be used against you in this job interview. Thirdly, you have the right to an HR advisor. If you do not heed the advice of such, we cannot help you. Do you understand the rights I have just read for you? With these rights in mind, do you wish to continue this interview? A job interview sure can feel like an interrogation session. It's easy to slip up and say something wrong. These mistakes could be the reason why you didn't get the job. No need to panic. I am your trusted HR advisor, here to the rescue. Watch this video to the end and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. I am going to teach you how to perform well on your job interview so you can finally get that job offer. Let's begin. 10 things you should never see in a job interview. 1. In 5 years' time, I will have your job. I see myself sitting in your chair. If you are asked, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Displaying confidence is a good thing, but by saying this, you may come across as cutthroat or ruthless. Remember, hiring managers are assessing you to know whether you fit in well with a team. In other words, you want to come across as likable or someone who's pleasant to work with. Definitely not a good way to create a good first impression. So don't say it. 2. How quickly will I be promoted? How much does this job pay? When do I get vacation? You haven't even gotten a job offer and you're already focusing on pay and asking about getting time off. Never start an interview with "what's in it for me" questions. You look self-serving. First and foremost, interviewers want to know what you can do for them. Focusing on discussions about benefits, vacation, and pay too early on is a red flag for the interviewer. It shows your main concern is mainly about money and it's not about doing the best possible job. You may come across as someone who would slack off when given the slightest opportunity. Of course, all of us want to know about benefits and how much money are we going to be paid, but demonstrate your value first. Let the interviewer start the remuneration topic. Check out my video, How to Answer What Are Your Salary Expectations, where I discuss more about this. 3. I don't like my job. I don't like my boss. My co-workers are toxic. Chances are your interviewer might ask a question or two about your employment history. Avoid negativity at all costs. The fastest way to talk yourself out of a new job is to be negative. Never badmouth your current employer or previous boss. It reflects poorly on you. It shows lack of emotional intelligence or makes us feel you have a victim mentality. It gives the impression that you have a bad attitude and you are difficult to work with. Keep your tone positive. Airing dirty laundry or dishing dirt about former bosses or co-workers are all sure ways of not getting hired. As with disparaging comments, this type of conduct will be a red flag to hiring managers. You want to sound like a team player and not a complainer. The last thing your interviewer wants is for you to be talking badly about their company or employees in the future. By the way, I have never met an employer who would be glad to hire that type of person. 4. What does your company do? Could you give me an overview of the company and the products? What's the title of the role? What job am I interviewing for? You never want to walk into an interview knowing next to nothing about the company or position. It's always a huge red flag when a candidate is clueless about the company. You should have at least read the job description in advance and be prepared to discuss this. It makes you look like you are just looking for any job and you're not really interested in learning about or working for this specific company. It shows laziness because information is easily accessible online. Always do your homework. Research the company. Check out their website and social media platforms. Read their About Us page. Read their mission statements and their latest news. How to make a good first impression. Come prepared to the interview. Sadly, many candidates don't do this. This will definitely make you stand out. If you haven't done your homework, you can't reasonably articulate what skills and abilities that you have that fits the position or how these can meet the needs of the organization. You can ask something instead like, what do you see as the most challenging aspect of this job? Could you describe what a typical week is like in this position? 5. It's on my resume. Yes, it is, but the interviewer wants to hear it from you. I have seen job seekers get noticeably irritated and state that everything is on the resume. Don't make this mistake. There will be an uncomfortable silence, which spells the end of the interview. When you say this, it shows your arrogance. The reason you are asked about something that is already on your resume is because we want to expand what's in your resume. We want to get to know you. In an interview, your primary goal is to show the hiring manager, above all the other candidates, why they should hire you. No matter what level you are at, you have to elaborate on your background and skills. So stop sounding feisty and use this moment to sell yourself. Think before you speak. 6. I don't know. There's always a better way to respond to a question you're unsure of than saying, I don't know. Of course, you are not going to make things up. Buy yourself some time by asking for a glass of water or for the interviewer to repeat or clarify the question. Anything is better than, I don't know. Don't give the interviewer a cut and dry response. If you still can't find a way to respond, surround your don't know with what you do know. Try to steer the conversation into something you know that is relevant to the question. Politicians, pros are doing this. 7. I don't see myself working here for more than 2 years. I'd like to start my own business as soon as possible. This just shows this job is just a stepping stone for your next career move. Great way to shoot yourself in the foot. We are generally looking for someone who will display a long-term commitment to the company. Someone who wants to build a career in this organization. Remember, you don't just want to show commitment. You want to show long-term commitment. 8. I'm not sure if I'm a good fit for this job. I don't have all the experience you need. Let the interviewer do their job, which is to figure out if you're qualified for the role. You're basically telling us that you're not the right fit for the role and we should not hire you. An interview is not the time to be expressing doubts about the job or your qualifications. Don't downplay your strengths. Don't plant seeds of doubt in the interviewer's mind. Don't put yourself down. There are already enough people in your path who will do that for you. Don't be one of them. Instead of drawing attention to your shortcomings, focus on selling values that you know you'd bring to the position. That's your main goal. Talk about what you do have to offer. Sometimes candidates come off like they are just going through the motions, no excitement, no passion, and it's a big turn off. Remember to smile. Be enthusiastic and passionate. Show that you want this job and you are excited to work for this company. 9. I don't have any questions. We usually will ask you near the end of the interview if you have any questions. An interview is a two-way street. An important part of preparing for an interview is to think about suitable questions you can ask the employer. Saying you don't have any questions shows little interest in the company or the position. You should always have a list of questions prepared to ask the interviewer. The questions you ask are an opportunity to display the knowledge you have of the company and your interest in the position. Come up with at least 3 questions to ask about the company. But for higher ranking jobs, you should have more questions to ask. Don't ask, "So when do I start?" You can ask something along the lines of, "What are the biggest challenges of this job? What is the best part of working for this company? What plans does the organization have to expand in the next 5 years? What new products and services the company may be considering?" 10. I really need this job. I need this job or I won't be able to pay my rent if I don't get this job. You don't want to come across as desperate. Don't beg the interviewer to see how amazing and awesome you are and to hire you. It's just like a relationship. You put your cards on the table and the person can take it or leave it. But you can't force someone to love you. Remember, if you have to keep banging down a door, it's not your door. The right employer will recognize your skills and talents and hire you. Whatever happens, you should be able to walk out that interview room with your dignity. Bonus tips. As a rule of thumb, it's wise to never say anything that might come across as negative. Refraining from saying anything vulgar, violent, racist, sexist, or using improper language, even if it's just a joke. Avoid any comments that could be interpreted as otherwise inappropriate. Don't say, "You look great" to the interviewer. Some might see it as a compliment, others might be greatly offended. Hey, that's just the world we live in. Additionally, try not to give yes or no answers unless it's a question that requires such. It's best to stick with responses that tell a story. I felt at times I was pulling teeth with some candidates who were only giving one-word answers. We are trying to extract as much information from you to determine if you are the best person for the role. This is your chance to sell yourself to the interviewer, to make him or her want to hire you. So give it your all. This happened to me quite early in my career, and it was frankly embarrassing. Don't forget to walk with 3 copies of your resume, 2 for the interviewers and 1 for yourself. If the interviewer asks for your resume and you respond with, "I don't have my resume," it signals you're not organized. Even if you emailed your resume to them beforehand, don't assume an interviewer has a copy of your resume at hand. What if your interviewer asks, "Walk me through your resume"? So always bring along copies. After the interview, be sure to send a simple email thanking the interviewers for their time and reiterating your interest in working for the company. This is a courtesy that might just pay off in the long run. If you follow this advice, you stand a good chance of making a great first impression. And that's what you want. It brings you a step closer towards landing your dream job. Remember to use the 5 P's for success: preparation, practice, passion, persistence, and of course, prayer. Prayer changes things. You can never be too prepared. Work on your delivery. Let your body language speak for you, as well as remember to smile. I keep saying this because many candidates don't. If you get a job, that's great. Hallelujah. If you didn't, stay focused. Keep moving forward. I know it's frustrating getting rejected for jobs that you can do in your sleep, but don't slump into a state of self-pity or despair. Remind yourself that you are amazing, you are awesome, and you have so much to offer. Their loss. Chin up, buttercup. You have everything you need to succeed, and you will succeed. There will be many more opportunities ahead. Keep going. Your time will come. Thanks for staying to the end. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell icon so you don't miss any of my insightful videos. Thanks for watching and have a great day.